Hi guys, and welcome to yet another episode of Project Perfumery India, and it's me Mohit here. And today we'll be talking about a new house which is called Emir Parfums. So these comes in a very simplistic khaki box here. I have 4 variants as of now, and this house is based out of Dubai. And a lot of you would have bought from them already, but by the other name. So this is manufactured by Paris Corner guys itself, but they have done a different branding. So basically what they're trying to do is come into a premium category where the juice quality, the bottle quality and presentation is top notch, right? So as we spoke about it, so I'll talk about Emir Factory Edition. Those all come in the khaki boxes. Before that, this is not from this line, but I wanted to mention it. This is their new launch, Ultramarine by Pandora. So if you look at it, you would already know what it is. So I don't do Pandora videos because they don't launch many, and all the new ones are coming in the new line. But this one is a new launch, so I couldn't feature it in any of my videos. I'm putting it here. This is how the bottle looks like. The bottle, the shade, everything would remind you of this fragrance, which is Jean Paul Ultramol. Now this has been hyped up. The prices are up. In India, if you have to buy a Ultramol, it's gonna cost you minimum 7,500 to 8,000. Whereas this, there's another alternative to Ultramol, which is 9 PM. Those prices are also jacked up in Dubai from House of Afnan, and availability is a problem there. What this does, it's a very heavy bottle. The weight is as good as Jean Paul quality bottle or even heavier. Comes with a silver cap like this, and I like this bottle. It's like, you know, it doesn't look so dupe at all. At the same time, it gets the job done. The sprayer is pretty good quality. I think it's the best sprayer in the market. And smell wise, it's I would say it's very close to 9 PM and Ultramol, but then concentration is also pretty much the same. So normally what these guys do, they amp up the concentration as well. Here I see they have used balanced concentration, because many times jacking up the concentration actually leaves a very oily feeling on the skin, which is also not good. So let's try it here, and it's definitely a good quality blend. It doesn't smell cheap at all like how other Irmaf and Middle Eastern houses do. They're using good quality ingredients, and they have, you know, compared to their previous edition, they've upgraded quite much. This is a good looking bottle, I would say. Comes with a ultramarine print on it, and now we get started with, and the best part about this is the pricing. I mean, I can spray it as many sprays as I want because it doesn't cost too much. This is about, in US this would go for around $25-30. In India we sell it for about 25 or around 1,500 to 1,800 rupees, which is, you know, a very good deal, especially when you're getting a heavy bottle and quality like this. So I have limited pieces right now, so you can check it out. But for Emir, we have a lot of stock. So coming with what's my favorite one here, I'll start with my first most favorite one. Why this is my favorite? Because it's very different. It's called UltraCitrus. So what they are trying to do here is they have taken inspiration from the Labo presentation. So Labo boxes come exactly like this, but then the whole line has only one Labo fragrance, which is also their top seller, which I'll be featuring on number 2. This is number 1, UltraCitrus. Comes in a very minimalistic khaki box. There is a wrapped paper inside, similar to how Labo fragrances come. And there goes the bottle. It's a heavy bottle, quite a heavy bottle, thick glass here, silver metal cap. Boxes, I mean, it gets the job done. The box is really not that fancy, but that's why they call it the factory edition. The people who care about the juice, the ingredient inside, this is for them. This is called UltraCitrus. This is inspired from Guerlain Le Frenchy, which is expensive scent, and neither it's expensive, but at the same time it's hard to get as well. If I want to buy a La Frenchy right now anywhere, I won't be able to find it easily. But yeah, maybe if I order it from outside and wait for a month, I would be able to get it. And what I have to pay for it is minimum $300, or around 18 to 20,000 rupees. So that is why I'm excited about it. For 1,500 rupees, you can get this amazing fresh and citrus. from first sniff, it's like fresh cut lemon, along with, you know, there is this soft, many times it becomes glowing when you have like the fresh cut lemon, it becomes glowing. Whereas here, there is a balancer which I see, which it definitely has that, you know, underlying ambergris DNA, which mostly creed fragrances are. I can detect that. So it's mostly a creamy, lemony. And another fragrance it reminds me of is from Dua Fragrances, which is called Best Citrus Ever, but that is like much more concentrated. It's like a whole extrait. When we make perfume, we use absolute, so it's like a whole absolute. It is very airy, and this gives me 5 to 6 hours with really cut fresh projection, like how a cut fresh lemon, you have simply squeezed the lemon, that is there for like first 30 to 40 minutes, right? This is UltraCitrus. It went out, it got sold out pretty quickly. I was planning to drop this video with the Mancera ones, and it got sold out. So now comes the second one. This is called Emir Bergamot. Same box, and most of you people have guessed it right already. This one is Labo's Bergamot 22. It was, you know, tough to get because we didn't had much fragrances in a clean bergamot genre back then. So that is when Labo came up with Bergamot 22. So this one fragrance was like, you know, a purely bergamot fragrance, and then other houses also tried towards it. Atelier Cologne came up with bergamot cologne, and other houses also explored it, and then suddenly, you know, we see a lot of bergamot scents. But this one is the OG bergamot, which brought bergamot as the individual note to the mainstream, and it's very delightful. It instantly reminds me of only one fragrance, if I have to relate it at all, that is Georgiov's Neo. So I get this Neo freshness, but how Neo has this little bit more metallic citrus note, this is very natural bergamot note. So if you like fresh, these two are in a very, you know, these two fragrances, if you really were intrigued what's the difference between a lemon and a bergamot, this would clarify it. So this UltraCitrus right here is a lemon based fragrance. Just Bergamot right here is a bergamot based fragrance. This is much leaning towards, you know, sweeter side. This is more leaning towards the sour side. So if you're in India, you would get a lemonade. We call it shikanji. So there are two variants in it. The one is the sweet, one is the sour. So this one is more towards the sweet lemonade. This is more towards the, I think, not the sour without anything, like how lemon in nature it is, without mixed with anything. This one comes more leaning towards the sweeter side. Now coming to the next two, actually they have two of Labo inspiration. This one is Rich Santal. So in my alternative line, I get most of the requests from overseas for our Santalum 333. It's that popular because in India people would really not care much about it. They would find it very simple fragrance because we have sandalwood in a lot of occasions. We use sandalwood in our, you know, the incense sticks, we use it in our attars, we use it in our soap, we use it in our talcum powder. Everywhere we use sandalwood. So for them this would be a very basic sandalwood fragrance which they've been experiencing from, you know, since childhood. But for West, this is like, you know, one of the cleanest, milky, woody fragrance, and people like it. I mean, it's soft, at the same time comforting. So this one is exactly similar to the Labo version, and the great part, the technology has gone to this level now. What these niche houses used to spend thousands of dollars and come up with these kind of fragrances, but now in this fast speed world where everything is, you know, easily accessible, we have technology, the labs have come up. And you know, earlier contacting and approaching oil companies was also very difficult. You have to get a perfumer, get a perfume made. Now it's becoming, they are becoming more reachable. For that reason, now the market is able to come up with this kind of quality for say $20-25. I mean, it's the best you can get. After sniffing this, even if I can afford, I would really not buy Labo fragrance because it gets the job done. This one is the fourth one. The fifth one is actually sold out, so I'll tell you about it because I got the lesser units because it's peak summers in India. These three are great summer scents, And the fifth one, which I won't be talking about, is called Campfire. It's inspired by replicas by the fireplace. So that I thought would be more of a winter scent. So I really didn't order a lot of them. I ordered a little lesser quantity, but surprisingly that went out pretty fast. So this one comes with a different support system, which is called warm leather. Right, what it is, I'm going to use this right now. I'm so full of scents right now, and these are pretty strong. So at the first, this already has its own smell, so I'm able to detect leather. I already know what it inspired from, and the other thing, I really haven't worn it, so I'll be able to give you a fair review of this one, as I have sprayed a lot already. It's quite mild, I would say. I have to put a lot of sprays. And it's inspired from Finalegan's Halfeti leather. Now Finalegan fragrances are more towards the cologne side. They're really not that concentrated. This one is a great leather scent, and it's got this sweeter DNA to it. It's not really sharp. To me, if you are using those EDTs and EDCs and you really do not want a very strong scent, you hate strong scent sort of, so most of the European scents you would find between 12 to 18%. So this one is doing the job. It's actually very close to Halfeti leather. I smelled it, but it was, I think last year I made a fragrance called Turkish leather. So that was also Halfeti leather, I believe. So yeah, it's got the same DNA. Only thing, this has a, it doesn't say its concentration here, but yes, compared to the others, these all are like very airy fragrances. I like them. All of them gives me good 5 to 7 hours. What's the most longest lasting scent on this one? I would say is Emir Santal. This gives me a good performance. After that, I would put just Bergamot and UltraCitrus. This one I really haven't tried it, but I have a feeling that this would go as much as Emir Santal. So guys, these are all available there on perfumery.co.in. Go check it out, pick it up. We have limited units here. In my next video, I'll be talking about the other inspiration, I'll say the third line in Emir Parfums. Stay tuned, it's Mohit checking out. See ya.